Hello and welcome to another episode of Nightcap with Nightcat, the kitsch-minded show where we talk about toys, boys, and life's other joys. I am your host, Jackson Carter, aka Nightcat. Greetings from Agrabah. We've got such a great show coming up for you. Of course, we've got stupid news, stupid criminals with the LITTERBOX. We're gonna crack open that fat lady back there, and we're introducing a new segment called Hometown Horrors. But before we get into any of that, I need to extend the most heartfelt thank you to everyone who helped us get past that 250 mark on our subscriber list. You guys are incredible. I have already started shipping out the first batch of 100 stickers. If you want another sticker drop though, you're gonna have to get us to 500 subscribers. Check out the thermometer right there. You can see where we're at as of right now. And I can finally announce what the Series 2 sticker is going to look like. Boom! That's so cute! This is actually fan art made by @DoodleWithMarie, which you can find there, right there. I don't know, is that where I'll put it in post? Maybe. Doodle with Marie, she drew this. It is the cutest thing in the entire world. That'll be the Series 2 sticker. I'll be giving 100 of them away for free when we pass 500 subscribers. If you just can't wait that long though, good news. I'm gonna be selling a little bit of merch. I'm just doing it through Google Forms. You're gonna have to pay through Venmo or PayPal, but that link can be found right below the Prize Club link. And if you're not on the Prize Club, you can't win the free stickers when we hit the subscriber benchmark, so make sure you register for that too. All right, business is done. Let's get into the stupid, and let's get into the litter box.
Ew, what stinks in here?
The litter box is the part of the show where we go through the stupid news from the week. And get ready because this next one is disgusting. A 24-year-old man in Colombia is recovering after having a 7-inch live fish removed from his throat. Well, I will tell you, it was alive until it ended up in his throat. That does not look like an alive fish. I guess the guy was down fishing by the river and he caught a fish and he didn't know what to do with it. He didn't have anywhere to put it, so he stuffed it in his mouth while he tried to find his tools to get the hook out. Ah, yes, the mouth, the purse of the face, as they say. He stuffed that fish right on in there, and as the fish was going down, he's like, I'm not going down without a fight. And he wiggled his way all the way down the guy's gullet, and it got stuck there. There's nothing they could do on the scene, so they had to go to the hospital. The doctors removed the fish with those forceps, but God, that is just hard to look at. So I'm glad he's doing okay, but don't put live fish in your mouth. Don't put live things in your mouth. It's not good for you. A salt truck driver in Ohio got into a high-speed chase with police officers last week after he almost hit a police officer and doused him with salt. So I guess what happened is police officers pulled someone else over. The truck comes barreling down, almost hits the guy, and when it doesn't, it drops a bunch of salt and sprays it all over the cop. So obviously, they get into a pursuit, at which point he lifted up the truck bed and dumped all of the salt on top of the police cars pursuing him. That's what happens when you order Mario Kart on Wish. It didn't work. Eventually, they were able to get him to stop and arrested him on several different charges. I like to believe it was assault and battery, huh? I hate myself for that one too, so we're gonna move on. A casino CEO, a billionaire baby bitch. I am sick of rich people. We are eating them right now. Thank you, GameStop. I love GameStop Gate. It has been delicious watching these rich people lose money. I have loved it. Loved it. I don't feel bad about loving it either. You suck. Well, this is why I don't. This is why I don't care right here. Rich people think that they own the whole world, and they don't. The casino CEO and his wife recently flew a private jet to Canada, where they posed as local motel workers. Have you ever heard anything more Schitt's Creek? Rich people who became motel owners in Canada? Ew, David. Rodney and Ekaterina Baker have been charged with failing to follow quarantine requirements, but they did receive their vaccine before. Oh, I'm so glad that it worked out for them. Oh, it must have been really hard to have everything handed to you all the time and have no responsibilities. Oh, thank God you got your vaccine. Scientists in Japan started studying the strangest thing in the world because studying weird things is really Japan's sweet spot. The Japan Choral Association studied how many particles are released into the air per minute of people singing in different languages. For example, Japanese songs only emit about 580 particles per minute. They're very reserved. They don't open their mouth. They're not like Americans. They're not like me out there just screaming and spitting all over everyone. I am the reason masks were invented. I needed to be muzzled. Italian songs, on the other hand, were much more saliva. Much more saliva. Nailed it. They spit a lot more in Italy, thank you. 1,166 particles per minute into the atmosphere. But the number one, the biggest WAP, wet ass performance, goes to Germany. I spit all over the phone just now doing that, so that goes to show you. It wasn't any real German, but I think I get the gist. German songs emit 1,302 particles per minute into the air. So maybe go ahead and skip any German music festivals. I mean, David Hasselhoff headlines all of them, so it's not like you're missing anything anyway. And that is the LITTERBOX. Let's dig into my toy collection and find something cool. Let's go into some sunken treasure. Alright, Sunken Treasure is the part of the show where we dig through my toy collection and we pick out something awesome to play with. I have been collecting a lot of Harry Potter toys since the beginning of the pandemic. They've really become my new love, and tonight we will be opening one of my very most favorites. This is the Hasbro Talking Fat Lady Electronic Room Alarm. You've got to hear the way that she sounds. When you turn her on, it's nuts. It's absolutely bananas. Oh, come here, sister. Come on home. So this is Hasbro number 36302. Released in 2001. It is pre-movie merch. Oh, gross. Twisty ties are the worst thing ever. And I am singing so much. I'm gonna have to edit all of that out. Or I don't edit any of it out and you people deal with that. Ooh, be careful with that box, Jackson Carter. This is her home. You can't go thrashing the box like that, you animal. She's impossible to get out. So this was made, hold on. You can literally watch me see the mess I made, think about doing something, and then just not doing anything about it at all. I just keep on trucking. I am just the laziest person in the world. Who does this? What is wrong with me? Perfect. So most of the toys that I have that are Harry Potter toys were made by Mattel, but Tiger Electronics, aka Hasbro, had the weirdest line of Harry Potter electronics merchandise I've ever seen. And one of them is this beautiful talking fat lady portrait. Now you slap some batteries into her. I think it's 4 double A's I just found on the back of this. She's motion activated, so if someone walks past wherever you have her hung, she talks to them, asks for the password, etc. Well, here's the thing. She sat in a box, brand new granted, for 20 years. So her talking isn't so good anymore. I'm gonna let her dazzle you with her speaking skills.
You can't go in there.
You can't go through there.
I see still yours coming.
You can't even hear her over the grinding of the machine. This 20-year-old machine was just never meant to last
Everyone just wants to come and go.
this long. I honestly thought about putting her up somewhere and keeping the motion sensor going, but she's so loud, it's distracting. It scares the animals. No one can handle it. She is, honestly though, probably one of the most gorgeous things in the entire world. She does have a kickstand right here on the back, so you can prop her up pretty much anywhere. Maybe I'll make her a permanent installation into the set somewhere, propped up like this, because it is really fun. If you're looking for something that is sleek and quiet, then this is not the toy for you. But if you really just love... If you love kitsch... Oh my gosh, that's enough. If you love kitsch or you're looking to open something up and grease up all the parts, which I am not, I am lazy, then this is the toy for you. It is super duper fun. And that is Sunken Treasure. Let's get into a brand new segment that I'm calling Hometown Horrors. Nothing spookier than that. Ooh.
Here, kitty, kitty.
This is a segment that might be recurring from time to time called Hometown Horrors. I am a part of a Facebook group from a town that I lived in for a long, long time here in Utah called Ogden. Ogden, Utah is in pretty much every way Pawnee, Indiana from Parks and Recreation. So you give any of them a smartphone and tell them, hey, this group wants to know what you think, you're gonna end up with some real gold. So I picked a few of the best posts in the You Know You're From Ogden If group. Yes, your is spelled incorrectly, and no, they don't care. And we're gonna read through a few of them. Remember, these are things that people said in public, asked in public to other people. This gal might have just been having a bad day. For the bitch leaving Washington Terrace, use your blinker, stop riding people's asses and swerving through lanes. Sincerely, the white Honda that slowed down when you were riding my ass, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. So thank you for admitting in public to breaking the law, but also, who cares? I honestly, nobody cares at all. The person who cut you off in traffic didn't see that, and if they did, they didn't know you were talking to them. Nothing about this has ever mattered. But you know what? Thank you for sharing it with the fine community of You Know You're From Ogden If. I forgot about this one. Okay, I'm just gonna show the picture. You know, when you crack open a candy bar and you're like, you're gonna go pay for it at the register, I am so terrified that I would not have, my card would decline or something and I wouldn't have enough to cover my stupid whatchamacallit. They just cracked open a full chicken and they were like, it's fine, tuck it behind those jeans. Those are made Wrangler tough. They're not gonna get chicken stains. It's fine. Walmart clothes were literally made for chicken stains, so don't worry about it. They'll be fine behind that stack of jeans. You know you're from Ogden F. This gal, who just got herself a court order and needs to know if there are any domestic violence classes that anyone here knows of. Just so casually, certainly that information couldn't be found on the internet, or perhaps your parole officer or whoever's dealing with your case. Surely you had to go ask for domestic violence advice from the fine people of You Know You're From Ogden If. Hometown Horror! And finally, if you haven't figured it out yet, Ogden has somewhat of a high crime rate, and it's evidenced by this photo of a gentleman who made some modifications to his car so that nobody can steal it. He built a whole little box there. Obviously, it's a joke. He stole that from somebody. But if this is something that has become such a pervasive issue in your town that this seems like a reasonable solution, well, you might live in Ogden. And that is Hometown Horrors. Now, get your pinky ready. Do some stretches, do some deep breathing. Because it's time for another Nightcat Classic Tale. Oh, too hot to sip it. Okay. Pinky up, children. Nightcat Classic Tales. This is the part of the show where I relive a traumatic experience that I've had in my life. And this one is very, very traumatic. This happened like 2 years ago, and 2 years ago is entirely too recently for you to have pooped yourself. It just is. Unless you're a child, you shouldn't have pooped yourself in the last 2 years. But I did. It was the day before July 4th. I know exactly July 3rd it happened, because we were gonna be on a break from work, and I woke up feeling a little sick that day, I got the bubble guts, as they call them. And I was just like, listen, you got one more day. It's a long holiday break. Just get through today and you're gonna be fine. I couldn't miss the last day of work. It just wasn't gonna happen. I really should have missed that day of work. So we're on the air and we're talking about something, who knows, you know, some nonsense, you know us. And suddenly I get this like sharp pain, like someone stabbed me in the belly. And I knew it was 0 hours to go. I was going to poop my pants. We finished the break and I do that thing where you sort of clench and you waddle, and I'm like, undoing my pants in the hallway. I didn't have a second to spare on this, okay? I kick down the door, my pants are pretty much all undone. I lock the stall behind me, and with seconds to spare, I don't make it. And I swing my big white ass around, and as I'm doing so, I just spray the wall. It was like a cannon. It was like the world's worst confetti cannon. Instead of confetti, it was just my dignity. And I look around, I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I panicked. And at that point, I should have just gone home. If you poop on the floor, just go home. That's the general rule. You have my permission. You know what? Have your boss call me. I'll be like, hey, she pooped on the floor. It's okay. So I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I take our toilet paper, which is like 1/8 of a ply, maybe. It is just the worst toilet paper. And I put it on top and I try to, you know, sort of wipe it up. And the toilet paper's so cheap, it just starts dissolving on top of it. It's doing nothing. And I look down at my underwear, I'm like, frick, I guess we're doing this! So I take my underwear off, and I start wiping down the... I know, I'm so sorry. I really hope you're still watching. I start wiping down the wall with my underwear. And that works, and I'm relieved. But after a while, they become so, you know, saturated, I guess, that I end up just smearing it around mostly after a while. And I look at the toilet and I go, frick, I guess we're doing this! And I flush the toilet and I plunge my hands with my poopy boxers into the toilet. And I wring them out and I just keep washing the wall with toilet water. Meanwhile, they're expecting me back in the studio at any moment. I'm wiping down as fast as I can. I get enough of it that it's fine. I ball up my underwear, I throw them away in the trash, I wash my hands, and I wash as hard as I can. But unfortunately, you cannot wash your dignity. You can't wash your soul after something like that happens to you. And I got back on the air and I pretended nothing happened. And I was never going to tell that story until one day we were talking about what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you recently. And I knew I had to fess up. And honestly, telling other people really took a weight off of my shoulders, because even though there's no way anybody would have known what happened, I would have known. So, are we still friends or what? You know what? After that, how about I just help you get to sleep tonight? Let's tuck you night kittens in with a little bit of warm milk. Good news stories to help you get to sleep. I don't want to overstress this. I don't want to sound hyperbolic. I know me, hyperbolic. But I'm telling you now that if my cat went missing, I would burn this whole city to the ground. It would be so bad. If I thought someone stole my cat, I would go on like a full rampage. An absolute rampage. I'd murder people. Minimum, I'd murder people. I'd do as much as I could, as much damage as possible until my cat got returned. My biggest nightmare in the entire world came true when a dog from St. Paul, Minnesota was dog-napped during a car theft. Violet the Labradoodle was sitting inside an SUV in a parking lot when 4 criminals jumped into the vehicle and took off. Authorities later found information on where Violet the Labradoodle might be, and they were able to track her down, and she got reunited with her family. I'm so glad they found Violet, and they're lucky that that ended the way it did, because like I said, I might take hostages. Thank you so much for watching episode 5 of Nightcap with Nightcat. Don't forget, we are working our way to 1,000 subscribers, 1K someday. So make sure you're telling your friends, do your part. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and enter the Nightcat Prize Club, because I've been mailing out stickers and handwritten cards and all sorts of fun stuff. Plus, there's new merch available right now. It's only a couple of stickers. I'm working on getting more merch, but for now, you can check that out on our Google form, accepting payments through PayPal and Venmo. And if you need more incentive to join the Nightcat Prize Club, I got some Valentines. I'm gonna send out some Valentines to some of you beautiful people, because I just love you so much. Have a very happy Valentine's. And wait, what am I talking about? I'll see you before Valentine's Day again. New episodes every Wednesday. Share, like, subscribe, comment on this. Tell me how much you think I'm cute. Bye.